Dearie me, evening folks. I am quite literally dying on my arse. Yeah, I've had this. I hate this term man flu. It's not man flu. It's just it's a cold. Hang on, need to sort my baseball cap. Yeah, I've just had a cold. I've had a cold for what seems like years. Well, probably about 3 weeks. 3 weeks, something like that. It's there's a lot of it going about, and yeah, probably the worst part actually was the sore throat. I had a sore throat for about a week. Couldn't really sleep because of it. You try to get to sleep. Every time you swallow, you wake up. So that has kind of largely gone, fortunately. But unfortunately, I've now got quite a horrible cough. I was away for a couple of days with work yesterday and the day before, and excuse me, it got worse. It got progressively worse. To the point it got to a stage I was actually getting a wee bit concerned. Every time I kind of coughed, it's one of these real kind of dry, kind of hacking coughs, and obviously I'm covering my mouth and all that kind of stuff, and I'm coughing, and I was half expecting to kind of find blood. It was one of these coughs you're like, that isn't good. That doesn't feel good at all. Yeah, I was at the doctor's. I phoned the doctor. Now we seem to be quite lucky up here in well, it's not even in Scotland. I seem to be quite lucky where I am. I called. You've got to phone at 8 o'clock. If you phone a second before 8, you'll not get through. If you phone at like 5 seconds past 8, you're screwed. You're not going to get an appointment. So I managed to get it perfect. Got an appointment for 9 o'clock, and Colin, I have sent you a PM in Facebook. Let me know, mate. It's not a problem. Let me know. Yeah, respond to me in Facebook so I can see what you're saying. Excuse me, I'm going to cough for a second. Hang on, I'm going to pause this. Oh fucking hell, that's painful. What was I talking about? Yes, anyway, I managed to get an appointment, and I think it's gone into my chest. So I had to take my top off. Excuse me, and they sounded me, and they said, "Nah, your chest is absolutely clear. It's coming from your it's coming from." I don't know if you got my message or not, Colin. Are you at work, by the way? If you're at work, then forget it. Anyway, yeah. So what she said is it's it's just in my kind of throat. It's not in my chest, which I suppose I should be happy about because chest infections are horrible things. So they've given me, and I don't really get this. They've given me this spray thing, which you're meant to spray up your nose. How that's going to help my cough is beyond me. But she also said, look, why don't you, it might be worthwhile going to the, getting an x-ray done, just in case, because at the end of the day, coughs can be all manner of things. It's not just a cold. Hopefully it's nothing serious. I don't think it is. So I phoned today. I've got an x-ray next Thursday, I think it is. So, right, that not a problem. I actually just asked Colin. I messaged Colin and said, "Do you fancy taking part in a waffle?" But he's evening, Dale. How are you, mate? He's he's at work. He's at work, so it's not a problem. I'll just batter on regardless. So yeah, I've been feeling a bit shit. Apologies about last Friday. I did, what do you call it? What did I do? I did record a waffle. I recorded a Friday waffle. It was about 45 minutes long, and I put a fair bit of effort in. There was a lot of questions. I thought, this'll be good, and the bastard never bloody recorded the sound. It was just like this kind of. It was like static. So I don't know. I don't know what went on there. And I'm like, you know what, bollocks to that. I can't be arsed. I mean, I've there's been times where evening Dale, yeah, I hope you're feeling better, buddy. I hope you got an okay today, mate. Um, what the hell was I talking about? Yeah, there's been times where I've recorded a video like a Friday Waffle, sit flat. God damn it. And well, by the way, I got these. These were ordered from my work. They're actually really good, really comfortable as well. So yeah, there's been times where I've recorded a waffle and it's not worked, and I've just simply re-recorded it. But I was going out last week, and you know what? I just couldn't be arsed. It's a bit of a anyone. I'm sure Dell's done the same thing. Anyone that records YouTube videos will know that from time to time, um, things can go kind of tits up, and and the thought of re-recording it is a bit of bollock. So I thought, nah, you know what, stuff it. I can't do a waffle. And then when I was driving to my girlfriend's house on Friday night, I thought, you know what, I'll get the phone, and I shall. I'll just leave the phone on the seat, and you can just listen. So hopefully, you got 35 minutes. So stop bloody complaining. Yeah, Steve bought one of the he bought one of the baseball caps during the 12-hour live stream, which was November. I mean, that was like 6 months ago. Can you believe it? 6 months ago. Where's the bloody time gone? And yeah, to be fair, Steve did say to me, don't send the cap to me just now, because Steve was having a lot of problems. Well, in fact, I know he still is having a lot of problems. He was having a lot of problems with deliveries not reaching him, and he didn't want he didn't want his baseball cap to go missing. So he said, "Look, hang fire. I'll let you know when to send it." And he never actually said to me, "Right, send it." But I said to him, "Look, I'm going to post it." And I kept forgetting. Oh, right, hang on. It's maybe just because I'll turn it down just a wee bit. It's because I've got a different, obviously, unit. I do apologise. Hopefully, I'm not too loud. Well, I obviously was too loud. Anyway, Steve's got the baseball cap. They are extremely collectible. There's only something like 6 that's sold. But anyway, there you go. So I've got absolutely bugger all to talk about. I think there is one question. I'm going to do the one question right now. I mean, this in fact. What have I been up to this week? I did do a Sunday stream. Yeah, I did. What did I do on Sunday? I did a live stream. Can't remember what it was. What was it again? Oh yeah. It was actually really good. It was a +4 C16. Kind of modern games. Some really good games. Some mega impressive games. So that was Sunday. Monday, I was just feeling ill. Needless to say, I've not been at Cook's Soul for about 3 weeks, because you when you're coughing constantly, you can't really what do you call it, do exercise, especially not something like a martial art, because I do have my martial arts t-shirt on. There we go. Yeah, you can't do that. So I've not been at that. Tuesday I didn't do anything, and then Wednesday I was away to. I've got a new job. Hooray! Well, I have got a new job, but I've not started yet. As you know, as Dell knows, these things. Oh, it's picking up my breath. I'll move it away a wee bit. I don't know if I can do that. There we go. Hopefully it's obviously too sensitive. Yeah, I've got a new job, but I've not actually been given the contract yet. But I've actually started kind of doing the work. But as Dell knows, these things, the bigger the corporations, the businesses, the longer it kind of takes. So hopefully in the next couple of weeks I'll be in the proper position. But yeah, the job I'm going to be doing is going to be kind of covering the UK. So I'm going to be doing a fair bit of travelling. So yeah, I had to go down to Swindon, which is the head office. So I flew down. I mean, I was going to drive, and my boss is like, "No, it's way too far." And to be fair, it is. It's a distance from my bit to Swindon. It's about, I don't know, it's about 350 miles, which is a long way. So I flew, got the plane from Edinburgh Airport. I can't remember what time I left. I left the house about 5:45. My flight wasn't until about 8:30 in the morning, and then I got down to Bristol. It was about, I think it was about an hour and 10 minutes, and then it was all very posh. I There was a somebody picking me up in a fancy car, and it was about an hour and 10 minutes, or an hour and 20 minutes, whatever it was, to the office, and spent the day just kind of doing work. And then they put me up in the Marriott Hotel, which is, I have to say, is lovely, really, really nice, lovely room, big double bed, quite, I wouldn't say luxurious, but it's really nice. And it's quite funny because the managing director, he saw me just as I was. Oh yeah, you know what, Steve? Please, yeah, get questions out because I don't have any questions. I've got one question to talk about, so please get some questions out. Colin's asking me to talk about the Sid chip and how great it is. It's excellent. That's probably a video for itself, Colin. But yeah, please do get the questions. If there's anything you want me to talk about tonight, ask. Anyway, yeah, I was just about to head to the hotel, and then the MD came out, and he's like, "No, because there was a big meeting on which I wasn't part of." And he said, "Oh, where are you staying tonight?" And I told him, he went, "Oh, we're all going out tonight. If you want to join us." And I'm like, now obviously you start a new job, you've got a new MD, you know, you want to kind of, I'm not impressed, but and what did I say? I just says, "Look, thanks very much, but I'm knackered. I'm not feeling great. So I would rather just do my own thing." And he went, "No, that's fine." So yeah, got back to the hotel, and I had a wee sleep for a while because I was just knackered. I had a wee sleep, and then I went down to, they had a kind of spa, swimming pool, uh, steam room, and sauna. And I do love a sauna. I have to say, I love a sauna. I used to. Nice one, Alex. That's kind of pinched from my nice and nasty. So, yeah, sorry, I'm jumping the gun here. The only problem is with all these things, I didn't have anything to wear. I didn't have any shorts or anything. You know, I didn't have my speedos with me. So I said to the young girl behind the desk, "I don't suppose you can buy shorts?" And she went, "Nah." Says, "Well, there's some like boys ones that were like, you know, I don't know, waist 15 or something." I says, "Look, a long shot. I don't suppose you've got any shorts I could borrow?" And she went, "Oh, hang on a little second." Then she came back about a couple of minutes later with these shorts, which were like massive. I mean, they were, I don't know, they were probably like 40-inch waist. Now I'm about a 32, and but they did have a tie string on them. So I thought, yeah, you know what, I'll give them a go. I mean, what's the worst that can happen? They can fall down. Give the ladies a treat, or scare them mentally. So yeah, put these on and went for a swim. The only problem is it was one of these. It's not a swimming pool; it's a pool. Quite a small kind of little pool. There was kids and they had it kind of halved off. They had one of these. I don't know what you call them, little barrier things. On one side there was like kids were kind of playing, and on the second side, the left hand side, you had to swim in a counterclockwise way. So I did a couple of lengths, but you know what? It was, I don't know what length the pool was. It was probably like 10 meters, and there was 3 or 4 folk trying to swim. And when you were going up one way and they were coming down the way, you were kind of like, you know, banging arms and what have you. I thought, nah, stuff this. So I went into the sauna, and now I've got this stupid thing that I do when I'm in a sauna. Just hear me out. When I used to go to a sauna when I was about 17, I always had this stupid thing where I had to be the last person to leave. It wasn't some kind of macho thing. I don't know what it was. I used to like, I could stay in a sauna for like 20 minutes, and somebody would, maybe 15 minutes in, somebody would come in, and I would then think, right, I've got to stay in longer than them. So they would be in for 10 minutes, which meant I'd been in for like 25 minutes. And then if I was about to leave and somebody else came in, I would then have to sit and wait. So it's a stupid thing. It's neither big nor clever. Don't be like me. Don't be an idiot. But anyway, I did that. I did that when I was in the sauna. I sat for about, it was probably about 20, maybe 15 minutes, and it was bloody hot. Really, really, seriously hot. And I was I was literally that close from leaving, and what do you call it? These two guys came in, and I'm like, okay, so I sat and sat and sat. Then eventually they left, and I thought, right, I need to get out of here. I'd been in for about, I don't know, 25 minutes, sweating my bollocks off. I mean, it was really, really hot, and had a shower, went into the steam room, which steam rooms are the heat is more intense. It's you can kind of get through a sauna heat. It's a dry heat, but the steam room, it's weird because if you're to blow air onto your hand in a steam room, it's like fire. You feel like you're a dragon. It comes out really hot. So I was in for about 10 minutes, and then I went for a shower, and then I went back into the sauna again for about 10 minutes. But yeah, that was it. And when I came out, not a problem, Colin. When I came out on the, I had to sit in the changing rooms for about 10 minutes because I thought I was going to collapse. And then when I got into the I was going to say the shower. When I got into the lift to go back to my room, they've always got these big mirrors, and I looked at myself, and I was like drenched in sweat. So Christ knows what, if anyone had got into the lift, I don't know what they would have made of me. And that was it. And then I went, came back up. I just laid down for about 20 minutes, and then it was getting late. And then went down for my dinner. Had a delicious steak. They had about 4 or 5 things in the menu, and there was things like fish and chips, and there was a couple of other things like salmon, whatever. And I thought, nah, I want a steak, and it was expensive. I don't mind admitting that it was expensive. I thought, fuck it, I'm I'm going to have it. So I had that. It was lovely. It was delicious. Sirloin steak. Top tip. I used to get steaks well done like years and years ago, until somebody, I can't remember who it was, said to me, you need to change your habits here. You need to try a rare steak. And I'm like, oh, it's got too much blood. But I tried it, and I'm like, oh my god, that is so much nicer. So I've been like a rare steak lover for probably, I don't know, 15 years. The only thing is, it is slightly off-putting. If it is rare, there can be times where there's like puddles of blood, which isn't particularly pleasant to look at. And then I don't know what it was. I was reading an article or watching YouTube or something, and they said that the best way to get a steak, all the top chefs, is what Colin says, medium rare. So about 3 years ago, I started getting steaks medium rare. The problem you've got is you go to like a Witherspoons or whatever, or like a Beefeater or something, and you ask for a medium rare steak. They'll sometimes overcook it, and it'll be like medium, or it'll be like well done. So that's why I tend to kind of ask for rare steaks. But if you go to a decent restaurant and ask for a medium rare steak like this, that hotel last night, it was lovely. It was really, really nice. And so anyway, yeah, that was that. And then I was back up for work on Thursday morning. I spent the whole day there, and then I got picked up about 4:30. It was about an hour and a half drive, although it was about 2.5 hour drive because the traffic was really busy. and got to the airport with about, I don't know, about 20 minutes until my gate closed. Got to security, did the usual, belt off, shoes off, everything into a bloody one of these things, big plastic tray things, and then excuse me, you've got the little conveyor belt, and cases can either go that way or they can go that way, and yeah, the ones that went that way were the ones that you could pick up, and if all the trays in front of me went that way until it got to my one, and it went the opposite way, which meant I then had to wait, and then I got called around, and they searched my bag. They did a drugs test. I got a laptop. There was a laptop charger, and they insisted on checking it for drugs. Yeah, whatever. And then they put it in another scanner. I'm like, fucking hell, come on, I'm going to miss my bloody flight. Anyway, that was that. But as it turns out, I got to the gate with about, I don't know, 5 minutes to spare, and we sat for about an hour waiting to get on the plane. So eventually I got back to Edinburgh about, I don't know, about 9:10. Excuse me, I'm going to cough. I'm going to pause the microphone. I don't want to perforate eardrums. Excuse me. Yeah, so I got home about 10:15, and I was absolutely fucked. I was knackered, so I just went straight to my bed. That is it, and that brings us on to Friday. I was at work this morning. Went into work, and yeah, here we are doing the Friday Waffle. Now I've managed to talk for half an hour, just extremely dull stuff. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to have a quick drink of my tea, and then I'm going to go through the questions here, and then Mr. Gregory, I was actually talking to Colin, is going to be him and his beautiful Mrs. Livy are actually going to be coming up to Scotland, and he wanted to meet up. It was quite funny because I said, when are you coming? And he went, oh, this year. I went, oh, that narrows it down. So anyway, they're planning to have a holiday in Scotland, and he asked if we could meet up, which is absolutely great. I've never got a problem with that. It's always good fun. It's always, what I like. I don't know what you guys look like. I don't know what you sound like or that. So it's always, don't get me wrong. I wouldn't. I don't know. I don't think I would be massively comfortable about meeting somebody that I'd never, I didn't know for any length of time. But the people that have watched my channel for a long time, regulars, never had a problem with that at all. Never been disappointed. Hopefully, you guys have never been disappointed. But yeah. So anyway, I spoke to Colin on the phone with a wee chat. Couldn't understand a bloody word he was saying. I mean, he comes from Cornwall. They talk with that funny accent. So yeah, didn't understand a word he said. I can hear him shouting, "You bastard!" So anyway, yeah, he did suggest. He says, "Why don't you listen to some Commodore 64 demos?" So I'll maybe do that. So what I'm going to do, folks, I'm going to answer the questions, read the questions, and then we'll play a few demos. And depending on what time it is, we'll see how we go. This, yeah, I completely forgot to mention. This is extremely boring. Now wait a minute. What happened? Oh yeah. I'm completely forgetting what happened here. Yeah, I didn't do a stream on Sunday, and the reason being, my computer decided to start crashing. It crashed. I've never had any problems with it at all, but then it crashed 3 times in the space of about, I don't know, an hour and a half. Um, didn't have a clue what caused it. No idea. Uh, yeah, and I'm like, oh fucking hell, I can't possibly do a live stream when the computer's just going to bomb out. So yeah, I cancelled it. But just I was trying to think, who was I talking to? I was talking to somebody. I was trying to remember. They were asking me, "Oh, have you installed anything since it started kind of crashing?" And I went, "Nah, nah." Then I remembered, just about, I don't know, maybe 20 minutes before it crashed the first time, I'd installed. I was trying to download some episodes of Starcade from YouTube, and I was using this add-on to for Firefox, and it's easy to use. But I thought, I wonder if that's causing the problem. So I uninstalled it, and lo and behold, it didn't crash. It didn't crash for like a couple hours. So I thought, excellent. To the point, I ended up doing a live stream I think it was Monday night. Was it Monday night? I think it was. Yeah, I'm sure it was Monday night. I did a live stream. But I then noticed when I was rebooting the computer, it was taking it was taking about, I don't know, 4 minutes to reboot. Which, considering I've got an SSD drive, it shouldn't be doing that. I mean, I remember when I first got an SSD drive, it was booting up really, really quick. So it was taking like 4 minutes to boot up. I don't have any idea what was causing it. I thought to myself, I've got three USB disk drives plugged into this thing. Now I know sometimes if you plug in a USB device, Windows can take a wee while to kind of boot up. So I thought, what I'll do is I'll not uninstall everything. I will disconnect everything. So I disconnected absolutely everything. There was nothing plugged into it apart from the mouse, and still took 4 minutes. So I'm like, right, okay, it's got nothing to do with that. So I thought, right, there's only one thing to do. I'm going to have to do a clean install. So I used a memory stick thing that I've had for a number of years, and it went through the rigmarole of like I formatted the drive. I just deleted everything off it. So there was nothing. All my files were gone, and it installed it installed the files, but then when it went to restart, it came up with some error that it couldn't continue. The installation had failed. So I spoke to my local IT guru, aka Del Boy, and he says you might want to try a more up to date image of Windows now. You can go to the Microsoft. It's not like the old days where you had to go to a torrent site or Pirate Bay or whatever. You could just go onto the Microsoft website and you can legitimately download an ISO and put it on a memory stick. So I did that, and lo and behold, it worked, which was great. But then that was my Tuesday night. My entire Tuesday night was taken up just trying to remember what I need to put in. I need to put in OBS. I need to put in this. I need to put in that. I need to put MAME on. All these kind of things, getting everything kind of back to the way I want it. And then I thought, right, I don't want to use Edge. I'll use Google Chrome, and then my heart sunk. I thought, fucking hell, I have lost. I don't know. I've lost. Who's that? I've lost. I want to be second. Somebody's just sent me money. I think I know who it is. Somebody owes me money. Yeah, what was I talking about? I've lost all my favourites. So I'm like, I've got 10 years of. I've got like 10 years of, what do you call it? What the hell? What was that? Right, I have no idea what that is. Why have I? Oh yeah, 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 yeah. Sorry, I'm wondering what it is. Yeah, sorry. So apologies for looking at the phone there. I couldn't figure out what the hell that was. Right, I'm sorted. Yeah, I've got like 10 years. In fact, it's probably more than 10 years because the last time I did a fresh install of Windows, it was when I installed, I bought Windows 8 when it first came out. I think I got it for like 14 quid. Microsoft were doing a deal. So, when did Microsoft when 8 come out? Probably over 10 years ago. And then when Windows 10 came out, it automatically updated my computer to Windows 10. Excuse me, I need to cough again. Excuse me. Uh, yeah, it automatically updated me to Windows 10, so I haven't ever formatted my computer since Windows 8 came out, which was a long time ago. And there are so many websites and passwords and all this kind of stuff. And I'm like, oh, fucking hell, what am I going to do? And then I installed Chrome, and lo and behold, all the favourites are there. So it must have Google must automatically must automatically save favourites. So that was excellent. Fair play to Google. Thank you very much. What's Colin saying about it? Alan's PC is as I can't see that. What is it he's saying is as something like is as old as he is, a cheeky bastard. Not quite, Colin. Not quite, son. So anyway, yeah, it's all working. It seems to be working okay now. Fingers crossed. So listen, I've been rabbiting on long enough. I'm now going to start with questions, but I'm going to have a quick drink of my tea. I'm going to move that up there. Right. Okay. How's the sound balance? Is it all right? Right, Steve. Steve. Can we ask questions? If so, what was the first game you bought twice? Now, back in the day, games were quite pricey. You didn't have a lot of money. Um, I wouldn't have ever bought a game twice. But as games have kind of come down in price, and like you can buy, I mean, you couldn't buy second-hand games back in the day. You didn't have places. You couldn't buy a second-hand Commodore 64 game. At least you couldn't when I had one. I got rid of my Commodore 64 in 1987, which is probably before a lot of people even got their C64. But now you can go to CEX and all these kind of places and get games for nothing. So the first game I think that I bought twice, not this, well, it's the same game but in different platforms, would be I think Resident Evil 4. It's my favourite Resident Evil game. It's an absolute cracking experience. If you've never played it, forget all the other Resident Evils. I mean, I just find them too frustrating. But Resident Evil 4 is a dog's bollocks. The atmosphere, the set pieces, the environments that you're walking about, and the baddies. It's like terror, absolute terror, and it's a beautiful looking game though. It really is. Never gets boring. So I've played it and completed it on the GameCube. That's where I first played it. I bought it for the Wii. It plays really well in the Wii because you've got it's almost like kind of like a light gun type thing with the Wii remotes. I bought it. I've, I bought it on the PC, and I'm sure I have. I think I bought it on the Xbox 360 as well, and more recently, well, it's probably about a year ago, I bought it. They made a complete kind of remaster of it. It's not just an HD remake; they've actually really enhanced it. That came out for the Xbox Series X. I've not played it yet because I want to complete Last of Us 2, which I've still not completed. I want to get that put to bed so I can move on. So yeah, I would say Resident Evil 4. I've also bought and played and completed the original Last of Us on the PlayStation 3 and the PlayStation 4, and to be honest, I don't see a big difference. They're really and that's not taking anything away from the PlayStation 4 version. It's just really bigging up the PlayStation 3 version. It's astonishing looking. So yeah, these are two games. If you've never played them, go and play them right now. Oh, I'm knackered. You know that. Look at my eyes. They're all they're saggy looking because I'm tired. I'm really really tired. I think yesterday kind of took it out of me. So, by the way, can I just get this out here? The problem when I do live Friday waffles is, yeah, I might get people asking me questions when it's live, but that doesn't help me for next week. So, can you please go into this video later on and put down something for me to talk about? Because I noticed, I mean, I did a waffle last week and there was only one question. So, as I keep saying, guys, if you want a waffle, you need to give me shit to talk about. It's not a threat. It's reality. I don't really have much in the way of time for playing games. I'm not up to date with current news. I heard that O.J. Simpson died, right enough. I'm not up to date with current news about games and what have you. So I rely on you guys to give me stuff to talk about. If you want a waffle next week, then go and put some questions down, or not even questions, just topics, whatever. Excuse me, I'm gonna cough again, folks. Excuse me a second. Oh, that is bloody painful. Right, Alex. Now he has asked me a question which is kind of similar to the question that I ask my guests on the Nice and Nasty podcast. It's the end of the world tomorrow. What three games do you play the night before? Well, that's going to make it slightly easier because, if I'm going to be dead tomorrow morning, I'm not going to pick The Legend of Zelda. I'm not going to pick Call of Duty. I'm not even going to pick Resident Evil 4. Super Pipeline 2, 100%. Just because it makes me happy and it means I'll die with a smile on my face. Um, Not Robotron. Game was over too quick. Not Defender. I don't know. Maybe Berserk. Maybe a wee cheeky game of Berserk, possibly. Uh, hmm. Maybe Wizzball, possibly. Now, yeah, these would not be the games that I would take to my desert island. I actually, this is funny. I was actually thinking of doing a nice and nasty where the guest is me and have me interviewing me, if that makes any sense. Then I realised it was a bit of a shit idea. Uh, anyway, yeah, these wouldn't be the games I would take to Desert Island, but if I only had a couple hours until I die, these would probably be the ones I'd go for. So thank you, Alex. Godlike Gamer, what was your favourite era of gaming? Personally, C64, but now enjoying PlayStation 5, Xbox, trying to get back into Truro stuff? What is that? What is Truro? I don't know what that phrase is. Oh, retro. Sorry, right. Right, you've put it down below. Um, yeah, it's got to be the 80s. It's got to be the early 80s when the 8-bit machines are out, the Vectrex, the Commodore 64. That was for will forever be my era. It was such an exciting time. Everything was new games, new concepts. Um, it was a brilliant time to be alive. It really, really was. I mean, people talk about they would love to have been alive during like the hippies and the 60s and all that kind of stuff. And sometimes I think to myself, oh yeah, I would like to have been alive, back years ago. But then I forget, you know. Excuse me, I've got another coughing bout coming on, folks. Hang on. I'm sitting here talking about video games. Why? Because I enjoy talking about them. It's something that I'm interested in. I love the whole hobby. I don't play many games, but I love. It excites me. Even just reminiscing about the old days and that kind of stuff. It's fantastic. So yeah, it would 100% going to be the early. It's going to be the 8 bits. I mean, the 16 bits was great as well, but the 8 bits when everything was brand new. Yeah, some of the games were completely shit, but it was a great time to be alive. It really, really was. Thanks for your question, Godlike Gamer. Del Boy 3K1 Retro Zone questions. Excuse me. What's the most expensive add-on you bought in the 8-bit era? I think mine was the sound expander for the C64. The sound expander? What was that, Del? I wasn't even aware of that. What on earth was that? The sound expander for the Commodore 64 with a large keyboard as my disk drive was in hand. I don't even know what that is, Del. A sound expander. Nah, completely got me, mate. You've actually just answered what mine's would be. It would have to be the disk drive, the 1541. If I recall, I'm sure the disk drive was actually more expensive than the Commodore 64, which seems crazy. But it was a game changer. Being able to load games to disk. It was the next step in the evolution. Yeah, it was great, but yeah, it was huge. I mean, it was like that. You can't. It was that size, and that was just the width. It was bloody huge. But yeah, disc drives were great, but it was as slow as shit. But it was great not to piss about with tapes and all that. So 100% my 1541 Dell. But I would like to know what is that sound expander that you're talking about. Never heard of that. Steve's Gaming says, Retro Zone for me, Retro Zone for me, it would be a Kumana disk drive, Acorn DFS, plus cost for fitting it. I think it came about £200. Insane. Godlike Gamer, favourite C64 game? Mine's got to be Uridium. I've mentioned it. I mean, I love, and I told this guy, I told John here, when I had John here on my channel, he's been on my channel several times, I told him that Whizball was the most technically accomplished game ever, probably closely followed by Uridium. Not a fan of Uridium, I find it extremely difficult, and hence the reason I don't enjoy it. Love Whizball, it's an incredible game, but my favourite game's it's going to be Super Pipeline 2. You knew that, you absolutely knew that. The original as well was fantastic, but excuse me, hang on. Oh bloody hell! I think my cough's getting worse again. But it's when I'm talking. It's when I'm talking it gets worse. What was I talking about? Yeah, I think the original Super Pipeline is fucking fantastic, but the second one edges it because it's got the little cartoon intro things. I do apologise. My daughter's screaming away there. Yeah, it's got the little intro thing, little comic kind of cartoon thing after every stage, which is brilliant. Even now, it still makes me laugh. So yeah, it would have to be Super Pipeline 2. Yeah, Dell saying there, most would say driver printer, but I thought outside the box a bit. Yeah, well, yeah, thing is, it was easily my most expensive add-on. I mean, I did buy other add-ons like the freeze frame cartridge. That was maybe 50 quid. Can't remember exactly. Alex, what advice would you give a 10-year-old? Uh, oh, sorry. What advice would you give a 10-year-old you if they asked you whether collecting today's modern games if collecting today's modern games consoles was worthwhile? I don't know. I don't know. I mean, the problem you've got, I would probably say no because we're already going down the road of games. You don't ever own a game. You hire it. It'll be like kind of Netflix where you just download a game. It's like Game Pass for for the Microsoft for the Xbox. You can download a game, but it's only there as long as they decide to keep that game there. Um, the thing for me, when you were a lad back in the 1980s, your mate had a Commodore 64, or sorry, your mate had a Spectrum, and the games looked completely different from a Commodore 64. Your other mate, I didn't have a mate that had a BBC, but anyway, just this is for effect. Your other mate that had a BBC, again, the games looked different from the Commodore 64 and the Spectrum. The hardware was different. The Spectrum had a rubber keyboard. Every computer looked different. You weren't just getting different games. You were getting every game was completely different. You generally, if you were to show a Commodore 64 game, a Spectrum, an Amstrad, an Atari, a VIC 20, a BBC game, I would virtually bet your money. At least I would bet your money that I would be able to tell you Commodore 64, Spectrum, Amstrad, Atari, VIC 20, whatever, Texas. I would be able to tell you what they were. The problem we've got nowadays is these consoles. You don't buy an Xbox or a PlayStation 5 because it looks different, because they're dull as fuck. They're just these big monoliths that sit under your TV. They're dull. They're really dull to look at. So again, I would say that if you were to get a game, if you were to let a group of people see the same game, I don't know, the latest Call of Duty, the latest FIFA, whatever shite comes out on them, if you were to let people see that running on a PC, an Xbox, and a PlayStation 5, I would guarantee that a lot of people wouldn't be able to tell the difference because they look the same. They're the same, so there's no real character to. It's like modern cars. All cars look the same. They're dull. Back in the 80s, cars looked different. You could tell a Vauxhall Cavalier from a Ford Fiesta to a Ford Escort to a Vauxhall Vectra. They had a bit of kind of character about them. But game systems, consoles and all that bollocks, they all look exactly the same. So to get back to your question, what advice would I give a 10-year-old me if I asked me whether collecting today was worthwhile? I would probably say no. I would tell them, well, look, what you need to do is you need to buy the discs. You need to only buy games that you can get a disc. Buy the Switch and collect the games because at least you can play them. But most of these systems now. So anyway, listen. Thank you very much, Alex. That is much appreciated. Excuse me a second. Evening, Robert. How the hell are you, mate? Hope you're doing well. Right, what am I looking for? Right, right, we're talking about steaks earlier on. Colin says medium rare for him all the way. Uh, Yeah, in Godlike Gamer, that's exactly it. Medium rare is it always turns up medium. That's the problem. That's why I ended up going for rare, because then it would turn up quite kind of uncooked, which was good. Dell saying, "How do you want your steak? Can I have it Cannibal Holocaust rare, please?" No thanks, medium for me. Uh, Colin saying there, to me it sounds like SSD issues which can be fixed, just not for free. How do you mean, Colin? You mean the physical drive or something? I mean, it's been all right now. And the thing is, it was a new drive. I mean, it's probably less than a year old actually. Uh, Dale saying I think it was more the MBR, Colin. Oh, right. Yeah. Okay, you're getting out of my depth. Right, hang on. I'm just glossing past all of that. Dell's saying I bought games twice if on a compilation. So Soft Aid was my first duplicate game, and it was Beam Rider. I never didn't even know about Beam Rider, Dell, until I got Soft Aid, and it was one of these surprise games. It was great. Colin saying I'm showing my age. It's because I'm an old bloke, Colin. Colin saying topic for next year: your gaming years. Yeah, I mean there's plenty to talk about. Uh, Colin Jones is saying, have you played the new remake of Cockatini Wolf? What system's that on? What system's it on, Colin? Godlike Gamer saying, I remember knowing I was getting a C64 for Christmas and it was the longest sweet I ever had. See, I never had that. I didn't have that luxury. I was old. I had to buy my computers myself, so I never had the people talk about the Christmas computer Christmases. I never had that. I mean, the most computer gamey Christmas I ever had was my mate Grant and me. We would he had a Spectrum, I had a Commodore 64, and we would buy each other a game, and excuse me, yeah, he would buy me a game, I would buy him a game, and that was it. I got a computer game. Cockatini Wolf is called The Legend of Wilf. Ah, interesting. Uh, so what is the sound expander? I'm still not with you. Right, Dell's saying there, yes, expander plugged into the cartridge port and gave FM synthesis to a great sounding machine already and came with a piano keyboard. Alright, never. I'll need to Google that actually, or watch it on YouTube. Never heard of that. Oh bugger! I've just jumped and it's jumped down too soon. Uh, yeah, I mean, Colin Gregory is saying they're all new consoles these days are just power PCs. Exactly, they're PCs and cases. That is it. Steve's gaming systems these days lack the charisma and excitement. PlayStation 5 games look like PlayStation 4 ones. The difference is minimal. Totally with you, Steve. That's what I'm saying. You can't tell a PlayStation 4 game or a 5 game apart from a Xbox Series X. I don't think you can anyway. Godlike Gamer saying I can remember hearing speech synthesis on things like Berserk and Gorf. Yeah, the old insert coin and what was it? Intruder detected or something like that. But coin detected in pocket. Colin Jones, I have to go now. My train, I have to drive, is coming into the platform. I'll catch the rest in the morning and ask a quick question too. Thank you very much, Colin. Take care, buddy. Uh, yeah, I'll need to have a wee look for that Cockatini Wolf thing. Oh, the expander you saw at Zap. I can't even remember that deal. Can't remember that, mate. So anyway, listen, folks. It's time is of the essence. We're now an hour in. I mean, I come on these things thinking I've not got anything to talk about, and I managed to get an hour out of it. So what I'm going to do, we're going to listen to two demos, and then we'll call it a night. But what I need to do is I need to set up. Because I had to reinstall my computer, I've got to set up OBS for the Mister. So just I'm not going anywhere. Just bear with me. I need to go and do that right now. So this is going to be yeah, try again, Space Cadet. What am I typing here? Right, webcam and you know what? Microphone. Right, hopefully you can hear me okay. Yeah, you should be able to. Right, I've done that, so I can save that. I can save that. Oh, hang on, why have I got two? Remove. Right, hopefully that's still there. That's fine. Right, you can hear that okay. And now what we want to do is this. It's going to be right. Hopefully you can see and hear that. But what I now need to do, I need to resize it a wee bit, and I need to resize me a wee bit. Make me slightly smaller. Right, you can go over there, Al. There we go, son. And then we want to put that about there. Now if I put me up there, that should then there we go. Yeah, that's now overlapping that. So yeah, that's fine. That's fine, and that's fine. The only thing I need to do now, I think, is add some sound audio input capture application. It's not that. Hang on. I want to remove that. Audio input capture. Right, hopefully this is going to work, folks. Right, what I'm going to do, I'm going to, well, at least you can see it. What I'm going to do is we're going to load up a game. Now, I think Colin Gregory was suggesting one called something, is it We Are New or something? Yeah, We Are New. Let's give that a go. Hang on, when he cough. Excuse me. Right, let me know if you can hear this. Well, I should be able to. If I need to turn that down because it's going to be way too loud, I think. Excuse me. What is that, Mister? Right. Let me know if you can hear this. Okay, please. Oh, weird demo. Wait a minute. Have I got that? I don't know if I've got that. I don't know if I've got that one. Nah. Let me just. Excuse me. Hang on. I'm going to cough again, folks. Oh, it's getting worse. The more I talk, the worse I cough. Oh, bloody hell. I'm just checking to see what I've actually got. Right, listen, I'll have a look for some of these ones. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to put on ones that I know are fantastic. We'll listen to two of these. So the first one is called Edge of Disgrace. Now let me know if you can hear this okay, please, and let me know about the sound levels. I'm going to stop talking when it actually starts. over here, please, mate. I mean, that picture is me using the computer to find copies. Thanks for commenting on the channel. Nice to see new faces on the channel. Everybody has got a different setup, you know. understand what's going on because you can hear me fine. Can you hear me better now? Yeah. Excuse me. Can you hear me okay with this? Because I mean it's the same microphone, it's the same volume. Don't worry, the demo has it's asking to swap discs, so you're not missing anything. I want to get the sound right actually. Is that better? Please let me know. Yeah, so it's exactly the same if I flip over to this. Hang on. Yeah, I don't know what's changed. Can you hear me alright with the sound turned down? Turn the mister up just a wee teeny bit. How's that? Is that a wee bit better? Yeah. Crack on with this, just let me know, right? It's a difficult thing getting sound volumes exact because everybody's got their you get that? It's just incredible. Everybody's got their headphones turned up to different volumes. And that is amazing. Demo or not, that is bloody impressive. Next weekend I'm actually way down to Arcade Club with a few mates from the channel. What I'm going to do is I'm going to try and persuade them to take part in live Friday Waffle again. We'll see. Can't promise anything. I'll give it a go, but there may or may not be Friday Waffle. But I'm hoping to take some footage of the Arcade Club. Cheers, Godly Gamer. Take care, buddy. Really appreciate you taking time to watch and to comment because these things, it's all about interaction. You know, it's not just about me talking bollocks. It makes it so much better for me. It makes it a lot more enjoyable for me when I've got interaction as well. So thanks for tuning in, mate. And nice to talk to you. Now, hopefully catch you next week. It's not an Amiga, 64. Dying big style with it bloody cold. I think that's the end of that one. What a demo. Right, listen, we're going to play one more demo and then we're going to call it a night. Some of these. Let's give it. I'm sure this is a good one. Can't remember exactly. Some of the stuff they're doing in the Spectrum is mind blowing. going to get going. I'm going to let you guys get going. You've still got time to go and watch some Netflix or catch a movie in Paramount or whatever it is you do. So listen, folks, I want to say a massive thank you to everyone that's tuned in tonight. It was kind of short notice, so I do appreciate that. It's a Friday night. You should be doing stuff, not listening to me making these videos. I will hopefully be along on Sunday for another live stream. Don't know what I'm going to do. I'll have a think about it. Have an excellent weekend, folks. And as always, until next time, thank you very, very much for watching. Take it easy.